welcome to the Veterinary Marketing Podcast, where it's all about helping your veterinary practice attract, engage, and retain clients. Broadcasting a new podcast every Monday from sunny Southern California, here's your host, Brandon Bashirs.
Hey there, everybody. How's it going? Welcome to episode number 112 of the Veterinary Marketing Podcast. I hope you're having a fantastic day. And I just want to say hello to everybody. I'm back into podcasting right now. I apologize for the break. The last episode I published was back in October. And, I probably should have posted an update beforehand, before I decided to take a little break. But I really needed to get regrouped and focus and decide on which way the podcast was going to be going. So, I'll get into that in just a second for sure. I want to go over just a few things before we begin. First off, today's episode is going to be great. We're going to be talking about how to simplify your marketing to the easiest level so that no matter what skill level you are in marketing or as a marketer, you're going to be able to know exactly what to do and how to create really effective marketing pieces and how to create really effective content as well in your practice's marketing. So before we begin, first, don't forget to subscribe on iTunes. And if you could do me a huge favor, please leave me an honest review on iTunes. I would really, really appreciate it. And I just want to say thanks to everybody who sent me messages in between now and October. It was great to hear from everybody. And if I hadn't gotten back to you regarding some specific things, please thank you for your patience. But if there's anything that I can do to help you with your veterinary practices marketing, just let me know. I'm happy to help. And if you ever have any questions, comments, need help with anything, as always, you can reach me at brandon@veterinarymarketingpodcast.com. Also, do me a favor, be sure to connect on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Snapchat, wherever it is you like to spend time online, I'm there. You can go to veterinarymarketingpodcast.com, and in the top right-hand corner, all the social icons, you can connect with me there. I'd also like to mention this episode is being sponsored by snoutschool.com. Do you ever feel like you're wasting time with your veterinary hospital's social media efforts? Well, veterinary practice manager Danielle Lampert has put together a list of 5 awesome social media tools that every hospital needs to succeed. Danielle is dedicated to teaching veterinary hospitals to use social media via her website, snoutschool.com. So go to snoutschool.com/Brandon to get her list of 5 must-have social media tools now. You'll learn how to create professional-looking social media graphics, you'll save time by scheduling posts, and you'll find out where your clients spend time online. Not only that, she's got great tips for getting your whole team to understand the importance of social media. So head on over to snoutschool.com/Brandon to get the 5 must-have social media tools for your practice today. That's snoutschool.com/BRANDON. All right. So as I mentioned, I've taken a break since October, and I apologize for just going dark, but it has been a great break. I've been learning so much in marketing. So just doing all kinds of different things in different industries, working on some e-commerce stuff, working on a lot of live video, doing live video every single day across other businesses, as well as consulting with a number of other businesses. And I've also been learning a ton from some really amazing marketers. So I'm very excited to be sharing those insights that I've been learning. And I think that it's going to be some really good information. I'm very excited to share with you specifically what I've learned from Google Analytics, what I've learned in Shopify, how to do native e-commerce, and so many cool things that's going to really be able to help your veterinary practice grow and attract new clients, as well as retain and engage your current clients. So I'm very, very excited. So let's get into today's episode, though. So I mentioned that it doesn't matter what your marketing skills are right now, where you are in your knowledge of marketing for your veterinary practice, or what your job is. Sometimes people just don't know what to post. They don't know what the next step should be. They're kind of confused. They know they should be posting on social media. They know they should be writing blog content. But really, how do we break it down to its simplest form so that every single step of the way it's clear on what you should do, or you can at least figure out what to do on every step? So that's what we're going to be talking about today. So there's a few things that anytime that I create a piece of marketing or a piece of content, I have to figure out first what it is that my goal is here, and that will tell me how to create this and who I should be targeting. So first, I choose who my audience is. Second, I figure out the medium that I'm going to be putting this on. If I'm going to be repurposing it, I kind of figured out where I'm going to be going from there. And we'll talk about that in just an overview. Third, I figure out the easiest way to get my clients or the client from point A to point B. So how is the easiest way for the client to convert? What's the easiest way for them to say yes? So don't like them jumping through a bunch of hoops, right? You don't want them to go from one page to a Facebook post to an Instagram post to then a landing page, right? If there's too many steps or it's too complicated, then that's not good. So fourth is that we actually create it and we break it down into every single step that the client has to go through, what they have to do and what is the goal of every single step, depending on the audience and the end goal that we have in mind. So let's get into this. First off, we have who is our audience. We can really break down any content into three groups of people. We can do evaluation, we'll start it here. We can either do awareness, evaluation, or conversion. And then within conversion, we have retention. We have different stages along the way. But people, either they've never heard of you, they've heard of you and never done business with you, or they're clients and have done business with you, right? There's not anywhere else somebody could be. So in the awareness stage, we're just trying to get people to be aware. And maybe they have heard of us. We're trying to get them to be considering us to, be their pet's veterinary practice that they take their pet to. And then third is conversion. We're trying to get these people to convert into actual clients. So we have to figure out who we are talking to and what is the goal of the piece of our content that we're creating. So we need to have a good mix of everything. If we only focused on awareness content, and that's a lot of times what veterinary practices do, it's good to get awareness out there. But if you don't have a specific call to action at some point, right, you're just going to be stuck in the friend zone. You're not going to be able to take that person from knowing about your practice to actually get them into the practice. So there needs to be a healthy balance for sure of anytime you're creating content, either for blogs or videos or whatever medium it is that you're putting it on. It doesn't matter. Still figure out who you're going to be focusing on in each one of these steps. So let's say, for example here, we're going to be talking about an awareness example and a conversion example. So once we figured out what it is that we're targeting and what we're going to be creating, we obviously have to create the proper content for those channels, right? So if we pick an awareness example, we're just trying to generate awareness, maybe a meme would be a good thing to post, right? Something funny that gets a lot of shares, gets a lot of likes, a lot of engagement. It helps to keep the engagement on your Facebook page very fresh, all that stuff, right? That's a good idea. Or maybe just a really good informational resource about fun places to take your pet in your city, right? A blog post specifically for awareness. It's not really selling anything. It just is there to provide value and stay fresh and engage people, right? So that is figuring out who the audience is and then connecting that audience with the right kind of content. The next thing is let's say for conversion, it's dental month right now. So let's say you have a dental month coupon that you're creating, and it's going to be targeted specifically on your Facebook page. You're going to be sending it out there and boosting that post to only current clients. You're not going to be sending it to cold traffic, because sending out an offer that is trying to convert people to cold traffic, people who've never heard of you and have not evaluated you, is probably not a good idea. So that's going to be current clients and people who have, let's say, clicked and engaged with content in the past. Those would be great audiences to be targeting that to. So who your audience is dictates what kind of content you're going to be showing them. So once you figure out what kind of content you're going to be showing them, you need to figure out where you're going to place this content. So where is the medium that is most appropriate? So hopefully in your practice, you at a minimum have an email list that you can send to. Now, email list is great for the evaluation and conversion. That's what a list that you own, and no matter what the rule changes are, people, if you send an email, you'll be able to reach that client list. And hopefully you're sending it out emails often enough that you're actually, people expect things from you and they open your emails as well. So email could be a medium, video could be a medium for YouTube or Facebook video. image posts, blog posts? What is the way that you're going to either convey this idea or extend an offer? If you're doing an offer, you probably want to be either sending, traffic to, it depends again what your offer is going to be. But what's the best way to get that person from point A to point B? If it's doing something in the evaluation stage, or the awareness stage rather, right? So let's talk about if we're just going to post a funny cat meme that you're trying to get people to do likes and shares. If you post that picture on your Facebook page and it's a link from, let's say, your website, you post a website link, people have to go to your website to view that image, it's probably not going to get a lot of likes or shares just because it's not going to get distribution. People don't want to necessarily, especially if it's fun and lighthearted, they don't want to go from your Facebook page to your website. And so thinking about the easiest way to get them from point A to point B, and point B, the end goal hopefully being likes and shares and more awareness, the easiest way to do that is to post that on Facebook or Instagram or Medium that suits that specific piece of content that you're posting. It also allows you to boost that post out there and reach the desired audience that we talked about already. So if you're doing a conversion or evaluation type post, going through email is a great way to reach those people, right? So having them go to email, click a link, and then go to a landing page where they can sign up for something, or simply send an email, have them just hit reply and say, yep, I'm interested in Dental Month. Can you give me a call, or can you send me dates that you're available, or can you send me that coupon so I can come in? Having a call to action like that is a great way, and it's very easy for your client. So whenever you're thinking about what your call to action is going to be, think about what is the simplest way for them to take you up on this offer, right? So if you're sending an email, sending them to then a landing page where they have to fill out a web form, maybe that's not the easiest way. You already have their contact info. Maybe just ask them to reply and say, yep, I'm interested, and then you can give them a call in the next business day. So put the work on yourself to make that conversion, and you're going to have a way higher conversion rate. Instead, if you make your clients do all the work for that conversion, your conversion rate is going to be far lower. And I know it takes work and a lot of follow-up and things, and you have a million things going on in practice, but as much as you can, make it easy for your clients to say yes to your offers, and put as few steps as possible so that you don't have friction. So that's why I really like doing posts on Facebook, like message ads, where people are already in their messenger. That's how they communicate with friends on Facebook. They're used to that medium, and it allows you to communicate with people directly over there. You're not having to send them to another page and do a bunch of work. So what is the easiest way for them to take you up on the offer? Figure that out, and in most cases, it makes it easier on you too. So let's say you run a Dental Month ad on Facebook to your fans, and let's say a custom audience of people who are your clients, and you ask them to send you a message. It doesn't require you to set up a landing page. It doesn't require any of that difficult back-end setup. It just is create the ad and then engage with people in the app, on the Pages Manager app. By the way, if you have any questions about how to do this, let me know by just sending me an email, and I'd be happy to show you exactly what I mean. But having people engage directly within your app, it really, really boosts your conversion. So once you figure out all of these steps, who you're going to be marketing to, what the marketing piece is, what the medium is going to be, and then the easiest way for them to convert. So again, awareness, you're going to be just asking them to maybe like your Facebook page, maybe like and share a post, maybe engage with more content, right? Those are the kind of goals that you have at the awareness. If it's evaluation, it's going to be sign up for a free guide, maybe sign up for a free exam, maybe a webinar. And if it's conversion, so people know about you, maybe it is book an appointment online. Maybe it is prepay for an exam online. Something that's actually taking action to drive them into the practice. But once you have all of those things figured out, you actually have to make the piece of content. So the easiest way, in my opinion, to think about, well, now I'm making this content, and you have multiple steps with each piece of content. Let's say you have a landing page that you create. You're going to send traffic there from an email. You have a bunch of things to create. First, you have to create the email. When you have an email, you have different parts of the email. You have the headline, the intro, the body copy, and then a link. With the landing page, you have headlines, you have body copy, subheadlines, calls to action, and then hopefully conversion page. If you're doing Facebook posts, right, you have your headline, your body copy, your image, buttons, call to action buttons maybe, and then link descriptions. So the easiest way to think about is when you're creating this content, what is the purpose of each one of these items? So for example, in your email headline, what is the purpose of your email headline? Sometimes people don't know what to write in an email headline. Well, the goal of the email headline is to get a click. You want them to open that email. So the only thing that you really have to worry about with this email headline is what is going to get people to click on this email. So all you're selling with this email headline is the click. Once people open the email, then the intro and the body copy needs to pull them in and then sell the next action. Maybe it's a reply. Maybe the next action is click this link for more information. So break that down to its most simple forms too, and you're going to be able to hopefully write a lot more effective content or create more effective content based on that information. So for example, if you're creating a Facebook ad for your practice, what is going to be, when you have people scanning and scrolling through their Facebook feeds, the headline, what is the goal of the headline? It needs to call out your desired audience, and it needs to sell the click, which is going to be the next step, right? Or sell them to read the body copy. It needs to be intriguing. The image needs to be interesting. Maybe if you're doing a message ad, right, you don't have very much real estate in that ad, so you need that image to help sell the desired action or the benefit of sending a message, what they'll get in return. So every single element that you create in your marketing, it takes people to the next step. And so if you think about what is the best way for this headline to make people read this body copy? Obviously, you don't want to abuse the headline, right? If you sent an email that said, for example, as their headline, "This cures all dog cancer," and you don't mention, like, that's ridiculous, that's impossible. But if you wrote an email like that, probably you'd get a high open rate. But if you trick people into opening emails, they're not going to believe you. So you obviously have to be relevant and real, while at the same time, you can't be boring, right? If you just say, for example, in an email headline, "This week's newsletter," right? That's not compelling at all. But maybe if you write an email that says 3 ways to help your dog have healthier skin, or 5 ways to help clean your pet's teeth, or keep your pet's teeth clean, or this is the easiest way to make sure your dog's breath doesn't stink, right? That's going to hopefully compel them to open the email and then want to read what's inside. So that is pretty simple to think about. So when you're thinking about marketing, you don't have to know necessarily all of the tactics and all of the newest features on everything. I would just make it as simple as possible. Break it down into things that you can actually do and steps that you actually can take. And so I know a lot of times people just get so overwhelmed, they don't know what to do, what their next step should be. Just make it as simple as possible on yourself. Make it as easy as possible on yourself. Figure out who your audience is. Based on that audience, what is the kind of content that you're going to be producing? What's the offer going to be? What is your medium going to be? And then what's the easiest way to get them from point A to point B? And if you can do that, then you're going to be able to create effective and successful content that's going to help generate new clients. Don't forget, it's not all just about awareness or conversion. You need to have a good mix in there. And I think you're going to know what's going to work best for you in your practice. But make sure that you have a good mix so that you keep your engagement high, you keep your distribution high, and then you're able to actually convert that traffic into clients coming through the door. Don't forget, make sure to, ask for people to take action. That's one thing that I see all the time. People will create a landing page, but there won't be clear calls to action. Make sure that you know exactly what steps you want your clients to take, and then guide them so that they can easily do that. So that's going to do it for this week's episode. Don't forget, like the Facebook page, subscribe to the podcast in either Google Play or in iTunes. It's available on both. And if you'd like to receive my weekly newsletter, be sure to text the word veterinary to 44222, and you'll get signed up for my weekly newsletter. So thanks so much for listening, everybody. Don't forget, if you could do me a huge favor and give me an honest review on iTunes, I would really, really appreciate it. So thanks for listening. Have a great week, and I will see you on next week's episode.